So I'd send the script on to JD. I sent every draft on to JD because he was DOP straight away. And he'd send back close up, this should be a close up here, this should be a mid shot. And if they matched up with my ideas or if he thought of something I didn't, we'd sit down and then we go, right.
I would go through every single line, every single little detail and find stuff that I found important. For example, there was one scene in particular with Natalie and Nick where I thought it'd be very cool, very interesting to kind of do a sweep up shot. It was right after Mason was absolutely getting destroyed by Ulrich, and they're watching it through a live feed, and I just thought to see their reactions from just doing a scoop up would really kind of hit home how nervous they were about their agent and how, you know, they might have possibly sent him to his death.
All those ideas we'd write down and I'd start storyboarding them and putting in my own ideas, what I visualised, how I wanted the camera to move. And it was only really in the sports hall that we were shooting because we had 2 hours max, and that was prep, shoot and tidy up and leave. So we had to really storyboard that and get that down and have the shot plans done. So when I'm in scene, I don't have to worry about that. JD knows exactly what he's doing. I don't have to turn around and go, listen, you're not throwing that punch right, you're not, get the camera here, get the camera there. We don't have time to shoot that, and move on.
Did 2 run-throughs and we're bollocks. That was the full run-through though. Like, you're going to be bollocks after that.
We're going to break it in sequence now. So yeah.
Finding the location, first of all, was quite difficult. Kieran managed to pull his magic as he usually does, and get us a really, really nice spot. We went down there for the first day, looking around the area that we were in, really kind of trying to grasp where would be good spots to shoot from. I think we found a balcony up there, which weren't really supposed to be allowed into, but we headed up there anyway. We got a really, really nice looking shot from there as well. We were just over the moon with it. And then when we finally got the actors in to shoot, you know, the actual scene, it was just a whole different ballpark.
When you have houses to shoot in, that's grand. Like we used my pool room, and we shot in my back garden. Oh, this is the American coming through. And we shot in Mahadi's shed, which we already shot for the teaser, so we were set. You know, thankfully they let us shoot there again. But there was a scene in the film, which is a warehouse that Mercer owns, and I wanted a warehouse, but you know, you can't really get a warehouse. And I didn't really want to shoot an abandoned one because God knows, somewhere safe and secure, because the equipment we would have been using, we were using dollies, we were using very expensive mics and booms. So I went to my old secondary school and I asked them, could I shoot in the sports hall? And I changed the script when they said yeah, that Mercer's warehouse is an old basketball court, so we can explain everything and not explain anything at the same time.
It was my first time ever doing a kind of big fight scene or anything like this before. It's something that I never had really considered myself doing, but because my own stuff is very dram based and very smooth flowing, and you know, there's a lot of slow shots, whereas this one, it's fast, it's action packed. I gotta keep moving, I gotta make sure I know when every single punch is coming in, when every turn's coming in, when every fall is coming in. It was very, very hard. I know I keep saying it was very, very difficult to kind of grasp the concept of how quickly everything was moving and how fast I needed to be thinking on my feet.
Oh, the choreographing You know, it was intense for that fight scene. We spent 2 full days choreographing that scene, knowing exactly when to throw a punch, knowing how close that punch would be, how to fall, when to move your head. Because I wear glasses all the time, everything is blurred as soon as they're off, you know. So I had to know more, you know, how close that was. When Maddie's coming up behind me and I'm kneeling down, we had to come up with a system where I would hear his footsteps and then he'd throw the kick, because I had no clue. I couldn't have a visual cue or nothing. I had to look as if I heard it, you know. And it was very hard because it's echoey in the place. And we recorded it in Mahadi's shed. And it's the smallest place you can choreograph anything, because we were just going in circles all the time.
Pretty much we got the whole thing done in the shed. It was a couple of changes when we came to the actual scene, but most of it was done here. And when it came to the scene, it was very just go for it, like rough and tumble, just go for it.
Getting to the actual fight scene, blocking stuff out with the actors. We had a couple of rehearsals for it that we filmed in a very small shed. We had about 10 feet to work with. Whereas actually when we got into the proper location for it, it's this massive hall. So in our little cabin shed thing, we blocked out the entire scene and throughout that I was running around both of the actors with the fig rig with the camera in hand as well, trying to see when punches came in, when kicks came in, when knives came in, or when anything like that happened. Exactly what would be my position in that case, in order to get the best shot for it.
Orla came the second day and we applied makeup bit by bit, so like we had to apply the makeup as well and know when to apply the makeup. So JD had to figure out what camera angles he had to be at, so we can apply the makeup, do the scene, and then the bruise will appear, and then progress like the nosebleed and stuff to 3 different stages. Where would the camera have to be? It had to be behind Maddie, but we need to see the thing, so we had to be close. It was so tedious and sore and cold and sore and cold. That only has for a bit of foundation.
I really enjoyed when we actually filmed it, because when we choreographed it in such a small space, we could only really think about what was going to happen because we had no room to move. And we came up with all these little scenarios in the middle of the fight where like we'd lift a certain knee or we'd do a certain punch that really looked a bit ridiculous. Like you wouldn't be able to do these things from these angles. When we got to the big field, the open gym where we done the fight, it all turned out that we could do these things because we had so much space to move in. And like some of those big punches where we choreographed in here, we were like smacking off the walls, we just went flying across the room when we actually filmed it, and it looked very dramatic when it came out.
No one got hurt. There was a few bumps, you know, it was the odd bruise. That's to be expected. You know, when like we did the whole thing in one take, from an eagle eye view, and when we started shooting it, and we did that 2 or 3 times from start to finish. So of course sometimes when we were falling, we don't have the crash mats, so we had to actually fall. And that's the thing, we had the crash mats. We didn't have the crash mats when we were choreographing it. When we were actually shooting it, we did. So Mahadi has to throw me down, and I had to fall in such a way that I'm not landing on crash mats. So my legs are going up in the air and the gun is flying out, and
yeah, it was just placing the camera, little camera tricks, but there was no trickery in the editing. It was as rough as you see it when we actually filmed it. It was pretty heavy, and that's the best way to do it, I think, is just the actors act as if it's really going on and don't just rely on the editing to make it look like a good fight. Just go for it, and it came out pretty well afterwards.
ready for the kick or what?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Get everyone fucking ready for the kick. I was ready to kick you and he fucking chickens out. Jesus Christ.
Working with a different crew, like the most important relationship besides the one between me and Kieran was one with Jake, our sound guy. We just always had to be of one mind, working together constantly, so that I wouldn't get in his way, he wouldn't get in my way. There were times when you know, you could see a boom just slightly drop into the shot, and I was like, Jake, no, why? You just ruined the best shot of the whole thing. it was a very, very important relationship, and it it helps that we got on so well, and get on so well.
And no rolling things.
Then we got Orla Hollingsworth, our makeup artist. That's our makeup artist. Never worked with a makeup artist before, so having her in was a huge bonus. And I only found out that she wasn't even through her first year of makeup course, and the stuff she could do was incredible. It was unreal. It added so much to the film. I mean, we're in debt really to her, because during the teaser trailer we didn't have Orla, so we were just using fake blood. Like we were mixing oil and golden oil and food dye and put it on my face, and I wouldn't rub off for days, whereas Orla's one applied. It took longer to apply, but I mean it came off really quickly.
Orla, our makeup artist, I generally just stood back and just let her do her own thing and just create the masterpiece that she did on Kieran's face and everyone else's face in the actual film, especially with Shane, which was just it's insane how he looked in that.